Hello everybody, Tbill Helper back again with another video, and this time we're going to discuss Tbill and its liquidity pool. So I know there's a lot of questions need answered and stuff, so we're just going to dive in. But if you are one of them guys that are invested in the Tbill liquidity pool, could you hit that like button, could you hit that subscribe button so we can grow this channel. We do all things Theta in different networks, so if you're one of these guys in Tbill liquidity pool like I am, and please hit the like button and subscribe for further videos. But let's just jump into it and see what's going on, see what the answers are, see what the possible outcomes are, and we'll move from there. So let's just jump into the dashboard. So this is the dashboard when we first started, well, in March. This is the wallet count, so the wallet count's been growing, and as you can see with this big dip that we've had with all the FUD, it's still going up in the right direction, but there's a lot of money that's went out basically. So we had up to, if you look at the chart, we had about, let's have a look if I can get it, well, around about 110 million just here, right? So we had 110 million and now we're down to 30. Now this is to do with the big crash as well. So when the market crashed, there was lots of panic and people have just flooded to get their sort of liquidity out. So a lot of people are saying, well, what's with all the FUD? There's lots of people on Twitter bitter and stuff about the sticker sales and stuff like that. So I just want to show you what mine is at the moment. So if we go into my wallet, now I'm just going to show you before we started. So before we started, when I jumped in, this was my LP. So I had 8,600 TFUEL and I had 1,300 Tbill, and this was the value. So this was round about March time, and as you can see, these are my stats now. So I haven't left the pool. I've got 6,800 TFUEL, which is down significant, and I've only got 500 Tbill. So it's quite a drop. So my rewards are around about 4.5 Tbill a day, which was a good steady $4.50 roughly, which could be turned back into TFUEL, and now we're down at this. So it's terrible. And the rewards in total I've earned is 200. Obviously when we started we're getting higher rates, so it was good. And that's the total value of mine. So as you can see, the TFUEL value was nearly up to 9,000 and the Tbill was 1,000, and all of a sudden, boom. And this is where everybody's starting to get bitter with the stats. So as you can see, this is my rewards now daily, about 1.35, but this has been on $24 for a few days now, so something must be freezing. Nothing seemed to happen, and there's the value there. So my strategy is I can't really leave this liquidity pool because it has utility, and I'll show you in the video a little bit shortly of what's going on. But I'm stuck out at sea at the moment. I've not got access to my laptop with me MetaMask to come out of the pool, so it's probably a blessing in disguise because I'm like the others, I'm quite fearful and panicky and stuff like that. So that's why I'm sort of glad, because I'm making an emotional strategic call where I can't do that because I'll have to do it when I get back in another week. So let's just go on to Twitter and see what's going on with Twitter. And as you can see, there's just so much FUD, so much anger, so much bitterness. So if you see, yeah, I want to clarify that my concern with Tbill LP on Theta ecosystems isn't with DGod or the 5 influencers. So you know, with Teddy B, Digital Dave, Michelle White Dove, and the rest of the stuff like that. Big Dog, I think it is. I trust and respect all. My concern is with a massive multiplier NFT controlled by whales, and if that makes the pool ultimately untenable, that is it. I'm still in. So these are telling, there's loads of stuff going on. A lot of people have lost quite a bit of TFUEL, and they're going on emotional, like the emotional sort of being irrational, and they're not clear of what's actually went on. So the pool has lost a lot of liquidity, but that's not just down to FUD with the NFTs and stuff. This is to do with the market crashing, so everybody's been taking their liquidity out. So if you just scroll through Tbill, they'll tell you what's going on, and there's a lot of, like you say, it's a lot of bitterness and stuff like that. So what can you do? So I said this to Tbill stats .io question, and I says, look guys, if I left the LP and I swapped Tbill for TFUEL, what would the total amount of TFUEL I have? So obviously I've told him how much I've had, how much I'm down, and how much Tbill. So he just says, look, you can calculate the amount of TFUEL you would get, blah blah blah. but it doesn't really. I just wanted the answer. So he did say that these guys, now I need to find this to quickly show you. Yeah, so any impermanent loss has been tracked and will be compensated with an airdrop of governance token for the whole J-World ecosystem. So this was only today at 6:47 from the Tbill stats. Now, I heard there's a group that's been discussing this, but nobody knows what's going on with J-World. They've been trying to get their questions across and no one's been answering them. The main ones about the NFTs, why has a whale got all the big NFTs and stuff, because basically they're going to be taking the whole well, most of the pie, while us little guys are flooding in, and it's just going to be stolen from them. That's what the sort of criticism's coming from, and no one's being transparent. But I've got to say, with Digital Dave, he is super transparent and he is a genuine guy and he has the best interest of everybody, and I don't think he did any profit from himself, because it was going into Thailand, into these people that need homes, and any money that was left was going into other stuff. And Teddy B's just opened his silent as well, so if you go onto his channel now, he'll discuss why he's pulled out. And basically he just pulled out because he said he needs to do a little bit more research. But my problem is, you would do research before you jump into the liquidity pool. So he's been saying, oh, you can get these Tbill stickers, you can get this by selling them all, which he has done, and now all of a sudden he leaves the pool, and now we're seeing, well, people are following us and stuff like that. Well, yeah, Teddy, because you're a big influencer and you can influence a lot of people into purchasing your stickers. So why, when you come out the liquidity pool, now I don't know the date he did, so why would you not come on video and say, I've left the liquidity pool? Because basically it affects G-Pool's status in credentials. So I think that was a little bit of a sly thing that you did. I mean, everyone can do what they want, it's their money, but when you're a big influencer in Tbill and saying you were quickly to tell everybody that you staked all your TFUEL in the liquidity pool because you were that confident, as soon as it comes a little drop, you've taken it all out because you need to do some more research. So that doesn't make sense to me, Teddy, but that's just how I feel. So guys, like I say, my strategy is to continue in the liquidity pool because I can't do anything. Now this drop is quite big, but there is a lot of money that's been taken out of the liquidity pool. If you go from 110 million to 33 million, obviously there's going to be someone's going to have to pay for it, and it's normally the people who stay in. And there was a picture of a rat in a balloon, and all the rats were jumping into the bucket, eating the balloon, eating the food, and the balloon was blowing up, and eventually it just went bang. And that's what I think's happened here. Obviously there's been when there's a lot of liquidity in a pool, it can compensate, but once it gets shut down and there's only a little bit liquidity, someone's got to have to pay the price, and unfortunately that's people who are still in. So I know he can see it's got use case with J-Pool, NFT airdrops and that, but that means nothing to me. That's just a load of bullshit. I just want me TFUEL, because I thought when you put 50-50 into a liquidity pool, the 50-50 side on the TFUEL should not be taken out. So that was my impression, but it has. And also your rewards from your wallet can be taken out as well. Now that is, to me, is a load of bullshit, because if you've got rewards in your wallet, how come someone can come into that wallet and take your Tbill out? That is very questionable as well. So that's probably part of the contract, the smart contract that's built in, where they can go in and use it to rebase, which is total bullshit. Once that hits your wallet, there should be no one being able to go in, because if that's the case, your wallet is not secure if people can go in and take it. So I think that is very questionable, and I'd like to speak to Digard and see what's actually going on with this. I mean, I am a bit pissed off, but I knew it's money that I can afford to lose, so I can just afford to leave it in there. But the likes of the little guys who's been promised all this stuff from big influencers like the Digital Daves, like the Teddy B's, saying get into Tbill, these are the percentage I'm getting, and then all of a sudden one pulls out without opening up to the group of why, until he gets criticism, and now people are saying yes, it's because I want to start research now. That just doesn't make sense to me, because you do the research before you start investing. So something's going on behind the scenes. So he's getting out because he's probably scared and feared of what's going on. That's my personal opinion. Now I do like Teddy B. I like how he's a good influencer for Theta. I love Digital Dave, and I think Digital Dave is so transparent, and he's a good guy. And I've followed D for years, so he's definitely a good guy. I'm not too sure about the other guys, but like you say, there's a lot of suspicion going on, and it's just one of them things that we're going to have to put up with. So I know with the Bitcoin crash, everybody's been scared, took their wallets out, took their money out of the liquidity pool, and probably waiting on the sides to go back in. Where me, I'm just balls deep. I'm just leaving it in and see what happens, because I can't really afford to lose all that TFUEL when it's just there, when it's sitting there doing nothing. Even the rewards aren't compensating enough. So guys, are you one of them people that are invested into Tbill? If you are, guys, what's your thoughts? Could you hit the comments below and give us your thoughts on what's really going on with Tbill in the liquidity pool? I'd really like your thoughts, and let's get this conversation going, because I'd like to see what everybody else is thinking about this. So guys, I'm just going to jump in and jump out, because if you like that video, could you please hit the subscribe button, please? I'd be really appreciated. Hit the like button, tell all your Theta friends, and they can make their own judgment on what's happening with the Tbill scenario. But other than that, until the next video, I shall speak to you all soon.